What's up, everybody? Speedy Turtle here. You guys doing all right? You guys ready to watch me try to put a printer together? Speedy Turtle here. You guys doing all right? Just bear with me, guys. I'm working on it. You guys ready to watch me try to put a printer together? Amateur, what can I say? Just bear with me, guys. I'm working on it. You guys ready to watch me try to put a printer together? I'm getting an echo, so just give me a second. Amateur, what can I say? There, I think I got it now. What's up, Adam? Glad you could make it. I'm figuring this out kind of slowly. I love looking like an idiot. What's up, Mad Fisher? 3 whole people watching. I'm doing good. Props out, 2 Scoop. Well, guys, I guess here's what you're here to see. An Ender 3, thanks to my FPV family. Notice I haven't even opened the box yet. I haven't looked at it. I wanted you guys to be here. I turned the audio up just a little bit so maybe you can hear me better. Man, I can't tell you how much I appreciate my FPV family for hooking me up with an Ender 3. Happy birthday to me. Hopefully it's not too hard to put together. Oh, I see a lot of parts. I guess I should have got me a table to put it together on. Would have made it a lot easier. Hey y'all, man, what's up? Glad you could stop by. Mad Fisher, Monday, House should get the Speedy Cares package, and we'll see if there's a microphone in there, and we're going to get it to you. And the most important part, instructions. I'm definitely going to need those. Make me a little bit of room to set stuff here. Got some bars. A whole foam plate full of parts. Some wiring. Some nuts and bolts. Some tools. Power cord. The rollers. Some more uprights with a rod in it. Scrape your prints off when you're done. I'll figure out what that is once I get there. Stepper motor. Well, look here, screws that have already fell out of the package. Well, I believe that's it. Is the view alright, guys? Can you see everything alright? Well, keep dropping everything. Well, I hope it has good instructions. I don't know what most of these parts are. I guess I could play a little music in the background, couldn't I? That's good to know, Toxic. Good to know. This thing's kind of a bear to get out of there. Smaller than it looks in the pictures. It's going to take up less room than I thought. Having a small house, that kind of means a lot. LCD panel, the control panel. Definitely going to need that, aren't we? Does any of you guys have any tips for me to help me put it together? You know, since everybody seems to have a 3D printer. I have another question for you guys. You guys got the PLA for me. What is this that comes with the PLA? Does that go on the print bed? Is that specially for the PLA to peel it off or what? Yeah, this is a different touch screen than the Enders come with, right? Shoot, there ain't no candy in the world as good as this. And I like candy. This is better than any chocolate I've ever tasted. Yeah, I don't think this is my language. Can't read that. Also, this is to hang your rolls on. I see. Really not much to it, is there? It's all of Z-axis limit switch, kit, and Z-axis profiles. So I need the base. These two, I assume it's the two long ones. Enjoy your dinner, Mad Fisher. Guess I should have thought about this before I decided to go live and maybe watch a video of putting one together so I don't look like an idiot. But, you know, is what it is. I don't have to do anything to look like an idiot. I do that all by myself. Z-axis limit switch. Kind of nice that all the packages have labels on them. You know, tells you what it is, what it does. Even comes with a little SD card. And I'm assuming that's an SD card adapter. And in the book it tells you exactly what it is. M5 by 45 is what I need. M5 by 45. And the two Z-axis profiles and the Z-axis limit switch. Right there, Z-axis limit switch. Yeah, next time I do this, I'll have a little extra time and be more prepared and maybe get some music on, and hopefully it'll be a little better stream. I made a trip to Indiana today and didn't have a whole lot of time to get prepared. Somebody just said, why don't you stream it? So, sure, why not? Appreciate you stopping by, Tyler. What's TWGO? Oh, the SD card has the program on it. That's good to know. Now if I can just figure out how to mount these on there. So they go up through the bottom. So I don't know if you guys can see or not. Trying to get in here where you guys can see. I don't have a really good view. But the long screws go up through the bottom, just like so. I'm assuming that this just slides down in the track. Get them started in there. I'm probably doing it wrong and probably have to take it apart 2 or 3 times. But I'll get it eventually. Tiny Whoop Go. Yeah, I haven't heard of that. I'll have to check that out later. So the Z-axis limit switch don't really know how it goes in there. It shows me, but I just don't get it. I love feeling stupid. So it's turned up. Oh, I see now. Well, I don't know which one it slides in, but if you look at it, it has the little things for the track. It slides down in the track and then you tighten it down. Of course, it doesn't really show which way it goes down in the track. So I'm just kind of guessing. So the first time I put it in, I'm sure it's going to be wrong. Yeah, they're kind of tricky to get angled right. And then I'm going to go ahead and tighten these down. I guess I'm going to have to use the Allen wrench they sent with it because I don't have one big enough handy. It's nice that they send all the size tools you need. Yeah, the switch turns up. I got which way the switch turns, but I just didn't know which way if it went on the side or the front. All right. H-type screw 1. And then I'm assuming that this goes into there. Looks like a screw. It just goes in down in here to the stepper motor. And an M4 by 18 screw. Not those. Not those. This one right here, M4 by 18. This is what goes in there to hold it on. Well, how stupid do I look so far, guys? screws seem awful long for that. It says M4 by 18. I'll tell you what, that's the screw that fell out. Remember I said there was a screw in the box? This is the screw that fell out in the box. So it's laying here on the desk somewhere. I have no idea where. There it is. See, this screw had fell out in the box. So it's the one that goes down in there to hold the corkscrew on the stepper motor. Well, I'm glad you guys can get a laugh out of me anyway. I feel like a retard. I've always been pretty shy, so me getting in front of the camera is a big step from where I used to be. I've just kind of got to the point I don't care all that much anymore. Just have a good time and move on. If we can't just have a good time, what fun is life, you know? Yeah, this wasn't very well thought out. Toxic just said, why don't you live stream unboxing your printer? Figured, you know, you guys went through it, all the trouble of getting it for me, so why not let you guys see me put it together? For your entertainment purposes. Better than Saturday Night Live. That might be pushing it. That won't work, will it? Starting to look like a printer. Oh wait, it kind of looked like a printer when it came in the box, didn't it? Heh. Well, hopefully you guys are having as good of a time as I are. IR. So loosen these bolts back up some. I can handle that. Guess I got to put the top on it before I can tighten those down, huh? Let me move here in the floor where I can put it flat. There, now you guys don't have to see my ugly face. Alright. And so the stepper motor from what I can see mounts on the same side as the switch. There's that. And the T-nuts. these screws. Yeah, I'll square those once I go to put the top on it. M4 by 18. There's the M5. M4 by 16. Oh, I see. It's got threads in it for that. I'm having so much fun, I don't know what to do with myself. Yeah, I figure getting everything square and level is one of the main things of getting a good print. Yeah, I'll wait till I get the top on and I actually have a speed square. I'll square everything and tighten it all down once I get it all put together. Well, this looks like fun. Yeah, I should have watched a video and watched somebody put one together before I tried to just do it. These, yeah, I bought 2 sets of these for like 20 bucks. I like them. They've lasted really good. I used the crap out of this one, and it doesn't slip yet. Luckily. My phone's ringing and I can't even find it. What's up?
Yo, I think you got that. You're putting this bumper motor and a switch on the wrong side.
So it goes over on the other side?
I'm pretty sure you're looking at.
Yep, you're right. You're exactly right. That's why you're the man too, Scoops.
All right, brother.
Appreciate the help.
Yeah, no worries, man. I was trying to comment, but you weren't reading it, and I'm like,
well,
you're going to get way too far, man.
I see it now. So it's nice to have friends like this.
All right, bro.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Yeah, man.
See, I got friends in high places. The man of Ender 3s right there. See, I figured I was probably putting it on wrong. Told you I didn't know what I was doing. Worst live stream ever. Or at least very close. Boring. Good call, literally, yep. That was Master Splinter, the master of 3D printers. That's what the family's all about right there. At least I didn't get it all completely put together and then realize it was on the wrong side. I figure all you guys will probably go watch Bot at 9 o'clock. Won't hurt my feelings any. I totally understand. I'd go watch Bot too. Except I'm going to be... See, I've got to swap these too. Only one side has the holes in it. Yeah, guys, if you knew my dad, I worked for my dad at a sawmill. And you want to talk about all 10 of you critiquing my work is nothing compared to dealing with him. Everything I do for him is wrong. He's a tough one to work for. Hey, and just think about it. I've got 10 people helping me to put it together. I screw it up. I get phone calls telling me that I'm doing it wrong. So we're back to square one. I love it. All that work for nothing. I'm not doing a very good job at it. Which I guess I'm not doing too awful bad, considering that I didn't go watch a video or anything. I'm just going by the instructions. And they're not bad, but they're not all that great either. We might get it done by, I don't know, tomorrow. Making sure I didn't put it in there upside down. That'd be my luck. So what all you guys do today? I got to make a trip to Indiana. Went to pick up a part for a tractor. Haven't been that way in, I don't know, about 30 years. And I had one of the guys on a Facebook group text me last night about all the FPV stuff, because he doesn't like FPV. He wants to stick with camera drones. So he has this huge lot of stuff and ends up making me a really good deal. And I just happen to be driving through where he lives that's 2 hours away from me. What are the odds of that? I thought it was kind of crazy. But I ended up getting me a center whoop today, and I've been wanting one for quite some time. It's kind of nice. Alright. Now, let's put this stepper motor on again. Hopefully it's right this time. I don't much care for taking stuff apart and putting it back together again, and taking it apart and putting it back together again. But on the other hand, if I do it 3 or 4 times, I'll be good at it. Practice makes perfect, right? Alright. And yeah, this is not crooked. I didn't tighten it up yet. I wanted to get everything square first. I assume these are the same. Nope, they're different. So I guess it's the one with the big holes. From what I can tell, the one with the big holes goes across the top, and the belt runs in it. Yeah, this is a pain in the ass, if I ever seen one. I think I'm going to have to Ted, that's a good idea. Wear a hard hat if you're going to bang your head. No, I haven't squared it up or tightened anything down yet. It's all still loose. Should I square it up here before I put this part on and tighten it down? I mean, it's all still loose. Oh, I've got to stand up a minute. This is hard on my feet. This is the time that you need 2 scoops by your side to help you put it together. I'm sure he's put a few of them together. Guy definitely didn't think this through very well. So, here's my 2 rollers and my belt tensioner. one and the belt. What do you mean the Z-Rod needs to switch sides? This? You guys are getting a kick out of this, aren't you? I would be. I don't know how it goes. I can't figure it out. It doesn't work. Huh? Got you. The whole stepper goes on the back of the arm. Got you. Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to have to do is go watch a 3D printer video. I'm going to put one on my phone. So you guys just bear with me. And yeah, I'll switch that around to the other side. I understand what you're saying, Toxic. Yeah, I'll get it, Eric. I'm going to watch a video to make a video. How's that? That's the way to do it. So I'm not just a retard. Everybody went through this, huh? Hey, on the bright side, if you type in Ender 3 build, I'm only the 3rd video down. I'm not going to be very helpful for somebody that's trying to build an Ender 3 and watch me, though.
In today's episode, I'm going to show you a few tricks on how to properly assemble your Ender 3 3D printer.
Heck yeah, tricks. We all need tricks.
This video is brought to you by these Patreon supporters. First thing I recommend is take everything out of the box, lay it out on the table so you can see it, and then you can easily assemble it.
Yeah, he built his in 17 minutes, and we're 45 minutes in and haven't gotten much of anything done. Except for put it together and take it apart a couple of times.
But the most important is it gives you a picture of all the parts that you need to assemble it, so you can verify you got everything out of the box and you're ready to build. The first thing you want to look at is the main assembly, which is the bed or the base of your 3D printer. It also has the hot end connected to the electronics, but you want to check the bed to see if it's loose like this one. Now is the best time to adjust this bed before you assemble anything else to it. So we're just going to flip this over.
My bed seems pretty tight.
Like this. Put the electronics to the side and pull this back. And now we can get access to the 2 wheels that we need to tighten. If I move this, you can see it's really wobbly. And these are the 2 adjustable wheels. They're on eccentric nuts. So as we turn those, the center will actually offset.
Right, yeah, I know how to do that.
To give you a wrench to fit those.
I do that kind of stuff at work every day.
Step 1 of the manual, so everything I showed you was just suggestions. And they recommend you mount these 2 uprights, but this is where I differ. I say you mount only 1 upright to start and the 1 on the electronic side, because this is the main upright that the arm will mount to, that the stepper motor will this needs to be perfectly straight. So we're going to use a square to mount this and focus all assembly here. This upright is just a secondary upright, so we're going to set that aside for now. I got the base on the side, and this is the arm I want to mount to it. The one with the two holes at the bottom is the arm you want to put on this side of the base. And there's two screws that go on the bottom. They're M5 45s. You'll find them in your pack of screws. And you want to hand tighten them into the aluminum extrusion. Don't use the wrench yet. Just hand tighten them.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to get to the video that Eric Allen sent me.
Turn them in a little bit further, but you want to keep this loose so we can put a square on here and make sure everything.
But it doesn't want to go to it.
This is where it's nice to have the tools. I have a big speed square that I've got it clamped to the upright and also to the base. So this way it's 90 degrees, perfect.
Welcome to the 3D Printing Canada.
3D Printing Canada. I'm assuming this is the one that Larry was talking about.
And basic calibration leading up to your first prints. After opening the box, it is always good practice to use a clean work surface with no other clutter on it to make sure that we can keep track of all our small parts that come with the Ender 3.
It took him 35 minutes to build it.
Organized fashion, so you can
The other guy done it in 17.
as well as the tools you will need to assemble it. Let's go over the contents of the box together. A package with
Yeah,
an
I already know all that.
fits in that hole and everything looks the life of the printer. Once the SD card and SD card reader, the X-axis right hand belt holder, a secondary bag of screws and accessories.
What's up, Spat?
Allen keys,
You coming to watch me look like an idiot too?
a wire to help
I appreciate it.
unclogged nozzles, the Z-axis limit switch, a pair of clippers, some filament, and some trusty zip ties. A second bag is full of screws and hardware, and let's go over the contents of that right now. We have some M5 by 8 screws, some M4 by 18 screws.
Yeah, I kind of already know what all's in the box.
And on the power supply itself, there's this top hole.
Yeah, see, this one's the regular Ender 3.
And that's where the screws.
This one's kind of cool. The power supply is up underneath it.
Insert the screws into the holes in the extrusion, just like we did when we were mounting it. This will make it easy to align with the power supply. Take the appropriate Allen key, and the screws should line up and thread in nicely to the power supply. Be sure not to
I'm going to see if I can find that one on the YouTube app. I can't see it very good on the mobile, on the website. There it is.
Welcome to the 3D printing by 14 screw extrusion, and use the appropriate Allen key to secure the extrusion to the main frame. And let's go over the contents of that right now. We have some M5 by 8 screws, some M4 by 18 screws, some T-nuts, the rack pipe nut for the spool holder, some profile covers for the end of some of the extrusions.
Yeah, see, this one's got a little bit different parts than mine does. I guess since I've got the V2. Yeah, I would, Spat, if I had a table. I don't have a table. I'm not that that special. So I just get to work on the floor.
Make sure your toolkit is laid out and organized so that we have easy access to it throughout the build process. Start by carefully cutting open the 20-40 extrusions, making sure not to score them with your knife.
Yeah, this was the right smart difference.
Has 2 holes at the bottom, and that will be on the left-hand side of the printer.
Yeah, I have that right now.
There's 2 holes running up the one side, which will be on the right-hand side. The left-hand side is for the Z-axis, whereas the right is for the power supply mount. To secure these 2 extrusions to the frame, we will be using M5 by 45 screws. We will be mounting this extrusion to the right side of the printer, which is the side opposite to the control box. Take the extrusion and line it up with the 2 holes on the bottom right side of the main frame. You can start by inserting the M5 by 45 screws into the
Can you guys hear them stomping around upstairs?
Ensure that these screws have the silver lock washers on them, which will help them stay secure over the life of the printer. Once the screws are in, you can align the extrusion and use the appropriate Allen key to secure the extrusion to the main frame. These screws have to be tight, but not too tight because of the lock washers on them. Just make sure you screw them in all the way, and then add...
Yeah, see, mine doesn't have lock washers. Mine didn't come with any lock washers.
If they're too tight, it could strip the screw hole, or damage the printer, or perhaps cause a misalignment.
I appreciate you guys coming over and watching me be an idiot. Yeah, it does. The power supply is underneath right here. What's up, Michael? Glad you could stop by. Hope you enjoy me looking like an idiot.
2040 extrusion to the left-hand
I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a good time.
The extruder assembly is out of the way and isn't being bent in any precarious manner. You can mount this with the holes closest to the main frame. Repeat the process for the left-hand side that we did on the right-hand side, inserting the screws and then aligning the piece of extrusion. You may notice that you have 2 extra screws left over. You can put these in a pile of extras, but they won't be useful for the rest of the build.
Yeah, they only gave me one extra screw.
Supply with the M4x20 screws. Here are the 2 holes for the power supply and the extrusion, and on the power supply itself, there's this top hole and this bottom hole, and that's where the screws will thread into.
Yeah, see, mine still got the holes for the power supply, even though it's not there.
Extrusion, just like we did when we were mounting it. This will make it easy to align with the power supply. Take the appropriate Allen key, and the screws should line up and thread in nicely to the power supply. Be sure not to over-tighten these screws, as they are very easy to strip on the power supply side.
You'd think they'd make it better if they know they're easy to strip on the power supply side. Maybe that's why they
We have an off and on switch, as well as a plug that you can plug your power cable into.
put the power supply underneath.
Extra screw left over from mounting the power supply that you can put in your extras pile. Our next task will be mounting the Z-axis limit switch. Begin by loosening the screws.
I should have watched this
without taking them off completely.
before I started doing
will
this.
allow us to mount the limit switch to the
I might not would have had to do it twice.
On the left-hand side 2040 extrusion, align the T-nuts of the Z-axis limit switch so that they are vertical. This will allow you to slip it in and make sure that the Z-axis limit switch goes all the way down to the bottom. Here, you can tighten the screws and they should turn the T-nuts and the Z-axis limit switch will be secure. If this doesn't happen, try backing off the screws a little bit and then tightening them again, and eventually the T-nuts should catch. Don't over-tighten these as it's possible to
I'll hit the camera, guys.
After the Z-axis limit switch is mounted, it's time to plug in the 3-pin Z-axis limit switch wire. It should just be hanging around there. You can just take it and plug it in, making sure...
Sorry, I gotta yell at them upstairs, so I'm gonna
Next, it's
pause
time
the
to
mic
mount
just
the
a minute.
Z-axis motor. Holes should line up properly.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to
When screwing these in,
make everybody
we're not
be
going to
quiet.
tighten them completely. In fact, we want the motor mount
What's
to have
up,
a
house in the house?
This is to make sure that the motor is properly aligned with the gantry when we put the lead screw in.
It's not 2 scoops, it's for the regular ender.
Body assembly of the printer, and now we're going to go on to the
Too much
X-axis
violence.
gantry assembly. For this next phase, we'll need the extruder and X-axis assembly, the right-hand side X-axis gantry assembly,
Got that.
and the two 2020
Got
extruder
these.
pieces. Let's start by cutting open those extrusion
Most of
pieces.
it's pretty well the same for all this, though,
Making
2
sure not to
scoops.
score them. Of the 2 pieces of extrusion in that package, you'll notice one of them has 2 holes very close together near the sides. This piece will go on top of the printer and will be the the spool holder and can be set aside for now. The
Okay.
piece we're looking for has 2 large screw holes and 4 smaller screw holes that aren't an equal distance apart. For this step, we'll need our M4 by 16 screws. First, let's get a handle on the orientation of the parts. You'll notice that on the x-axis
4 by
extrusion,
16.
there's 3 holes, but on one side there's a larger hole that makes room for the big screw that's on the X motor and extruder motor gantry assembly. Make sure that you align it so that that screw fits in that hole and everything looks flush. To attach these parts together, we'll take one of our M4 by 16 screws and put it through the front hole of the X-axis and extruder motor assembly, making sure it's pointing outwards. Flip the assembly over and you'll notice that there's a hole that you can put your Allen key through to engage the X-axis assembly, the right-hand side X-axis gantry assembly, and the 2 2020 extrusion pieces. Let's start by cutting open those extrusion pieces just like we did our 2040s, making sure not to score them. Of the 2 pieces of extrusion in that package, you'll notice one of them has 2 holes very close together near the sides. This piece will go on top of the printer and will be the mount for the spool holder and can be set aside for now. The piece we're looking for has 2 large screw holes and 4 smaller screw holes that aren't an equal distance apart. For this step, we'll need our M4 by 16 screws. First, let's get a handle on the orientation of the parts.
Yeah, that's the one I was watching at first, I think.
Extrusion, there's 3 holes, but on one side there's a larger hole that makes room for the big screw that's on the X motor and extruder motor gantry assembly. Make sure that you align it so that that screw fits in that
So that's the
hole
one I
and
need to
everything
go
looks
watch is
flush.
Shep's video.
To attach these parts together, we'll take one of our M4 by 16 screws and put it through the front hole of the X-axis and extruder motor assembly, making sure it's pointing outwards. Flip the assembly over and you'll notice that there's a hole that you can...
Shep. Yeah, see, this is the one I was watching earlier.
Thanks for driving. Wait, what are we...
This is the Ender 3 V2. It's the latest version of the Creality Ender 3. I've been printing on this and it's been working well. And I know a lot of people are getting Ender 3 V2, so I thought I'd show you.
I got an Ender 3 V2.
Holes at the bottom, and that's where the stepper motor mounts, so we want to make sure those are in the bottom. Now it does ask me to install, there's 2 screws that go up from the bottom. I got my printer on the side here, and you can see the Z-stop switch here is installed. And actually keep these wires away, you don't want them to get pinched underneath the rail. And then this is a good time to connect the Z-stop switch. The other side, same thing, 2 screws, the whole rail, ready to go. We'll leave this adjustable and tighten it up later on. So I'll put these 2 on, and then we'll go to the next step. There's 2 screws that go up from the bottom. I got my printer on the side here, and you can see the Z-stop switch here is installed. And actually keep these wires away, you don't want them to get pinched underneath the rail. And then this is a good time to connect the Z-stop switch. The other side, same thing, 2 screws to hold the rail, ready to go. Next you want to connect the lead screw to the stepper motor.
I got that.
The coupling, and there's 2 screws, one to tighten to the threaded rod, tighten that up, and then make sure the one on the stepper motor is tight. Now also make sure there's a gap between the coupler and the motor, so if those rub, I can throw these off. The next step is install this to the rail, and I find it's easier to put the screws in first than trying to do it once it's down there because they're not straight in. And then you can line this up with the holes, and then use your Allen wrench and tighten it to the rail. Give it a visual check all the way up and make sure it should be centered to the rail. The next step is installing the aluminum extrusion to the bracket that has extruder motor. And there's 2 screws that hold it in place. They're really hard to get to, and the only way you can tighten them is through these holes through the bracket. And I put them in, but I don't tighten them all the way because then I can adjust this because I want to make this perpendicular to this rail when it goes on. So you want that perfectly 90 degrees. What I found is if you line this up with the edge of this bracket right here, make it flush, you'll be real clean. And I put them in, but I don't tighten them all the way because then I can adjust this because I want to make this perpendicular to this rail when it goes on. So you want that perfectly 90 degrees. What I found is if you line this up with the edge of this bracket right here, make it flush.
Makes absolutely no friggin'
Keep
sense.
the screws loose enough that I can, move
The
it up.
screen ain't big enough to see it.
It should be centered to the rail. The next step is installing the aluminum extrusion to the bracket that has extruder motor. And there's 2 screws that hold it in place. They're really hard to get to. And the only way you can tighten them is through these holes through the bracket. And I put them in, but I don't tighten them all the way because then I can adjust this. Because I want to this perpendicular to this rail when it goes on. So you want that perfectly 90 degrees. What I found is if you line this up with the edge of this bracket right here, make it flush, you'll be real close. So I leave the screws loose enough that I can, move it up and down. Adjust this because I want to make this perpendicular to this rail when it goes on. So you want that perfectly 90 degrees. What I found is if you line this
Over. Sorry guys, I just don't get it. See, I need it on the laptop where I could actually see it. But both of my laptops are kind of tied up right now. Mine actually looks kind of different than his. So it's like that. Yeah, I mean, the way it looks like he's doing it. Just like that. Now I've got it. I figured it out. Just took me some time. No, I had a hold of the right one. I just had it turned around the wrong way. Like an idiot. Wasn't kidding. These are definitely kind of tricky to get to. At least they put a hole in there for you. I finally got it figured out. Just took me a minute. I'm a little slow sometimes. It seems pretty square. Alright. Got that part put together. It's going to look just like that. I hope. Now let's go to the next step. One step at a time. Or half a step at a time in this case.
this up with the edge of this bracket right here, make it flush, you'll be real close. So I leave the screws loose enough that I can, move it up and down. And I get it lined up so it's flush with that bracket. And then I tighten them up with the Allen wrench. Next step is to install the belt. And I find it's easier, you take a flat side you can pull it through. And we want it the other way, so we'll flip the belt. But then take this side flat, side against the gear, feed it through the holes, and just before you're done, flip the belt. It should almost naturally do it. You just pull it right against the gear. Now we're ready to install the hot end. The next step is to install this hot end assembly onto the rail. And I'm going to go off the...
Alright. Get her belt down through it. It's the perfect time to have my little tweezers. Pull it back out the other end. Got my belt pulled through. Now apparently I've got to install the hot end.
The manual a little bit. There is a idler adjuster. Take it apart first.
Come on.
Don't follow the manual. Take it apart first. I'll show you why. Makes things a lot easier. So I got the belt hanging long on one side, short on the other. This is the top of the extruder. So the nozzle is going to point the other direction. So there's the nozzle. It's going to go on like this. So I'm going to slide the belt through the wheels, and then the wheels onto the aluminum extrusion. And I can flip this over. I'm going to hook the belt on one side of the bracket. So I got that in. Now the other belt, this is where taking this apart is important. I can take the belt, slide it through the idler, and just let that thing dangle.
They got it nice and snug. Let's see. I don't know if I've got it on right or if I've got it on upside down. I'll say it's hard to see on the little screen.
And then bring the belt back through and put it
So
on
let's
the
go
bracket.
back just a little bit.
The next step is to install the other bracket. There's two screws that hold this in place. Belt hanging long on one side, short on the other. This is the top of
It
the
has
extruder.
this hanging
So the
over this
nozzle is
way.
going to point the other direction. So there's the nozzle. It's going to go on
Nozzle the other direction.
like this. So I'm going to slide the belt through the wheels, and then the wheels onto the aluminum extrusion. Then I can flip this over. I'm going to hook the belt on one side of the bracket. So I got that.
Belt's kind of tricky to get in the hole. Sure, there's some trick to it that I don't know that makes it a lot easier. And I gotta get my belt turned around the right way. It's easier said than done too. Tweezers come in handy. belt tensioner. Tweezers once again. Those things have been quite handy so far. Put the tensioner back together. Tensioner doesn't seem like it goes down in the notch very good. Yeah, I don't know what I'm missing here, guys.
That in. Now the other belt, this is where taking this apart is important. I can take the belt, slide it through the idler, and just let that thing dangle, and then bring the belt back through and put it on the bracket. The next step is to install the other bracket. There's two screws.
Yeah, Mad Fisher, it's coming along. I don't know about nicely, but it's coming along.
Console, zone, zoom, KY. Console, zone, zoom, KY. Console, zone, zoom, KY.
What? Yeah. It's tricky getting this little belt down in this notch. get the right one in a minute. Well, I'm getting there. Alright, now we got to install the other side. Well, guys, how you think I'm doing so far? How bad is it? Pretty bad?
In place. It goes right into the rail. It screws right into that rail. Put it finger tight, but don't put the second screw in. I'll explain why. This screws right into that rail. Put it finger tight, but don't put the second screw in. I'll explain why. This bracket, which is the assembly for the adjuster or that idler, it has screws on both sides. It's got a countersunk screw on one side and then a screw that goes through the bracket. These screws actually bump into each other and don't allow you to tighten. So here's how I solved it. I put a 1mm thick washer through that screw. So now that screw can't tighten against the bracket as far, and the countersunk screw on the other side of the adjuster fits nice and they don't bump into each other anymore, but it's that tight. So now I've got everything assembled, and with that washer I'm able to tighten both screws, and this adjuster is solid. Now we're ready to put this on these rails.
That goes in there.
Just slide it on and then get
I was a step ahead of myself and didn't even know it. Check me out. Except for it's backwards, which is no big deal. I put everything else on backwards, so I might as well put this on backwards too, so I can take it back off and turn it around. So all I've got to do is just take this off and spin it around. Thought I was a step ahead of myself. But this will only slide in there one way. I can't hold on to anything. Let's see if that's the right way. Now that'll put my rollers. You gotta, when you put this together, you gotta make sure that this is lined up with the side of the rollers, so that when this goes in, it'll be on the same side. See, I put it in backwards and it was on the wrong side. Finally got my top rail together. I'm quite proud of myself. I'm coming along.
Get it through the threaded rod. It should be able to move pretty easy. Now it's hanging up over here. It might take a little bit of a push.
Oh. This would be a lot easier on a table, I'm sure. Starting to look like a printer. Now I can go back and tighten all these up now that I know that that'll hold it square. Feel like that was the right way to do it. I'm going to say this is probably not going to be my best tutorial video ever. Do you guys agree? Well, alright. I'm so excited to get this thing going.
Now I got this thing in place. There are eccentric spacers here, so you can adjust these wheels both on the inside.
I'm surprised how well it all came adjusted. There's no wobble at all anywhere.
It moves smoothly up and down. This thing is moving really, really smooth. Now what I like to do is bring this all the way up so it's spaced nicely. Then we'll put this top bar on with the 4 screws. And once you get your eccentric wheels tight and you put this bar,
Now we can put the top bar on, and it looks like a printer. I don't think you guys realize how excited I am. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me while I put my printer together. I mean, I know you guys got nothing better to do on a Friday night, right? So a little something for you guys that have never put one of these together. I'm going to show you a little trick that I just learned. No, I guess not. These lock washers don't feel like they want to go through this notch. You kind of have to force them in. But they will go. You having fun, Jay? You guys having fun? I hope you're having as much fun as I am. Hopefully you're having more fun than I am. I ain't going nowhere, fool. I ain't going nowhere either, fool. Who the fool now?
Bar on here, I haven't tightened it yet. This is a great
It's
time
still
to
me.
check the distance between this bar and the cross member, and it should be equal. And if it's off, this is a great time. You can just take this off, slide this thing back off, adjust those screws on this bracket, and shift this arm a little bit until you get it nice and parallel. I actually had to adjust mine slightly, so mine is slightly above flush, but now they're equal on both sides. And you also want to make sure your wires and PTFE tube are under the bar, not on top of it. And then I put the coupling on now. It said to put it in earlier, but I like to push it onto the PTFE tube and then put the little blue lock on it and then hand tighten this in place, because I don't tighten this all the way, with a wrench.
Man, this thing is working so slick.
Screw this to get the filament to go through. So I just hand tighten it, everything's fine. Then I can put this wire in this little lock right here. Now there are some connectors for the steppers. They're all labeled. So this one says X. This one says X.
Well, it's finally coming together, guys. Finally coming together. Had a few stumbles along the way, but not too bad, I don't think. Ow. I gotta stand up a minute. My feet are asleep.
This is a little bit out of order, but I'm right here. I might as well do it. And then I do have one for the X switch. So this goes into the end here. You may need the pliers to do that. And then this goes on to the X motor right there. Next is the LCD, and it goes on the side here. So I flip it on the side. It's easier.
Alright, so now I'm going to go back to the bottom because I haven't hooked up my stop switch or my bottom stepper motor. So I'll go back and hook those up. And we'll turn it over here. And we're ready to put the LCD on. I knew that. I'll fix that. I knew the cables went under there. I just wanted to see if you guys knew the cables went under there. I was testing you. Had to make sure you guys were paying attention, right? Good find, good catch, 2 Scoops. Why didn't the rest of you guys catch that? Slackers. You guys aren't paying attention. Geo, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I may have had to take a couple of things back apart a time or two. Boy, hockey's a rough sport, ain't it, Geo Fairbanks? And cold. Thank you, 2 Scoops. Does that look better? Well, let's go back to my video. I've been looking for this for about 3 or 4 days. There it is. Who needs instruction manuals? Watch videos. That's the way to do it.
It's also easier, you can just pop this off the bracket, and then you can put the bracket on. It's got 3 T-nuts, and you gotta get these all lined up.
The bracket, I am assuming that this is the bracket. These little T-nuts are kind of tricky to get to turn the right way. There's that. And then it just pops in there like so. Plug it in. Plug it in. Plug it in. Huh. I think the rest of it's about self-explanatory.
And this scenario I wish they would improve, but these T-nuts, yeah, they work, but it's, if they don't grab, you're kind of struggling. It doesn't tighten up. It looks like I got it here.
So what's the little bowl for, guys?
You
Keep your tools in, I guess.
And the connector comes here. It's keyed, so it can only go on one way. And then you can slide that guy in place. And your LCD is connected. Last step is a spool holder. It goes on top with 2 T-nuts. And then the actual spool holder bracket twists and
Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, I assume it's these here. On the bright side, now that I've done it once, I think I could put it together pretty easy now. First time seems to always be the hardest, don't you think? Can't believe all you guys have stuck with me this whole time. I appreciate it. I know it's not the best thing on YouTube to watch. I'm sure you guys got a few laughs anyway. I know I did. One of these fits it. I've lost the one that fits it. Story of my life. I'd lose my mind. If I had a mind to lose. Of all the things I've lost, I miss my mind the most. Just saying. So I don't really know if it goes on this side or the other side works better. I guess I should look and make sure, shouldn't I? Yeah, I know it's backwards, but is it on the wrong side?
place. And on these machines, and actually the new Ender 3s as well.
Okay, so it's on the right side, but it's backwards. Well, guys, do you see anything wrong? Does it all look good so far? I appreciate all the help. I know I've still got to set everything up and
There's now a
set up my stop and all that stuff.
So that filament coming down doesn't wear through the arm as easy. So that's a benefit that's been on some of the newer Ender 3s for a little while now. I still like mounting on the side, but you can mount it here and not worry about it running through here. I connected most of the connections. The only one left that I had to do was the Z connection right here. Now, your LCD is connected. Last step is a spool holder. It goes on top with 2 T-nuts. And then the
guess I'll get to use this little wrench they sent, or one of the little wrenches. So I'm guessing they just sent me an extra nozzle and an extra adapter. They send you quite a few extra parts with it, seems like. Here's my pieces for the ends of it here, just to make it pretty. Gotta make it pretty. It's gotta be pretty. Well, I guess that'll do it. This big, huge roll of filament. Make all kinds of prints with that. Print for days. Print for days. Oh! Well, guys, there you have it. Ender 3 in less than 2 hours. Oh. Well, guys, what'd you think? Did I look like a real idiot, or just kind of an idiot, or idiot? You are pretty big oily guy. You're Two Scoop's favorite guy. You're the oiliest guy. Oiliest guy I know. And then, of course, you know, I've got zip ties and, you know, a few other little things. Some fancy side cutters. Yeah, I print a benchy. I guess that's everybody's, second print, right? The benchy. The first print's the test print, right? To make sure your bed's level. Yeah, I don't know about look like a pro. Thanks, Geo Fairbanks. I think the rest of it will be pretty easy. I'm pretty good with that kind of stuff. I actually have watched quite a few videos on setting it up and calibrating it and all that, but I hadn't watched a video on how to put it together. I just jumped right into it and let you guys watch me. Thanks a lot, Toxic. This is all your fault. You're the one talked me into this. Alright, guys. Well, I appreciate you coming and watching me put my printer together. I got the V2, Rick Z. Yeah, Gio, that's kind of what I've noticed. Toxic's going to help me with getting all my settings set up and getting the slicer settings right and all that. Yeah, you guys can thank Toxic. He's the one that said he wanted me to live stream. He wanted me to live stream unboxing it. That's all he asked for. I figured I'd go the extra step and let you guys just watch me put it together too. Why not? Hope you guys had as good of a time as I did. I got frustrated a couple of times, but, you know, it is what it is. But, I'm going to let you guys go watch Bot. I might stop by and watch Bot, but I might have Bot playing in the background while I set up my printer and do my first print. So all you guys that need prints, hit me up. I'll take care of you. I'm not going to let you guys watch me look like an idiot for any longer. I think you've seen enough. Now I've just got to find out how to end it. Oh, there it is. I'll see you guys the next time. Thanks for stopping by. Speedy Turtle out.